So tell me about what somebody needs to do with a property they want to sell and invest that in another property through a 1031 exchange.
Yes, 1031 exchange, I think, is one of the best tax breaks there is. For example, I'm not a tax guy, I'm not an accountant, I'm not an attorney, but from what little I've heard, if you take a stock and you sell a stock, then you have to pay taxes on whatever the gains are and then invest whatever's left over after the taxes. And maybe there are rules that aren't that way. That's just the way I understand it as a neophyte. If you take real estate and you sell real estate, then you can do a 1031 exchange, which means you sell a property for $300,000. You can take that $300,000. That's your net gain before taxes. You can take that $300,000 and move it into another property. The whole $300,000 rather than paying whatever your tax rate is, 20, 25, 30%, etc. And if you figure it's 20% on $300,000, that could be $60,000. Anyway, real estate's very, very tax advantageous from what I've heard.
Are there time frame limitations on when those need to be done?
Yeah. So check with your 1031 exchange people. My understanding is it's 90 days. You have 90 days from the time that you close escrow on your $300,000 property to be able to identify. You can only identify a certain number of properties, and then you have 180 days to purchase one or multiple of those.
So is that 180 days after the
sale of the first property?
Okay, so both of those time frames are within the same.
Yeah, yes, it's not 90 and then 180 after that. It's 90 within 180 days. 90 days to identify and then 180 days to finish the purchase.
Got it.
If you go after that, then you're taxed because you didn't fall within the parameters that the IRS has determined or by legal statute. Yeah, but I once ran into an investor that said she never did 1031 exchanges, which I didn't understand because she had sold a variety of properties over the years. So she'd buy a property for $100,000, 10 or 20 years later to be worth $300,000, and she'd sell it and then pay the taxes and then take that and move that into the next property. In 10 years or 20 years after that, then she'd sell that property and pay the taxes and then move into the next property. I didn't understand. It didn't make any sense to me because if on that $300,000, you could be paying $50,000, $60,000 in taxes after a couple of decades.
Yeah.
So why not
take advantage?
Keep that 50 right, rather than going from 100 to 350,000 in taxes. You only have 250 to move into the next property. Just keep that. Anyway, tax deferred exchanges are brilliant. They're wonderful.